And these are our leading stories tonight.
President Mnangagwa calls for collective fight against corruption.
In business, public-private partnerships drive growth in construction industry.
And in sport, Zimbabwe to kick off 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup campaign on Monday.
Once again, thank you for joining us. We'll now give you the news in detail. ZANU PF Secretary and President Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa says fighting corruption is everyone's responsibility.
Addressing ZANU PF members of the Central Committee in Gweru this Friday, Comrade Mnangagwa said corruption is a threat to national development and must never be allowed to undermine Zimbabwe's journey towards Vision 2030. The details.
When the Zimbabwe African National Union, ZANU PF, was given a task to liberate this country through the force of arms, it accomplished the task. When the restless population of this country asked the party to return the land to its rightful owners, it was done. The respect of the traditional leaders, it was and still is being done. The party is a party of results, said the President and First Secretary, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, when addressing members of the ZANU PF Central Committee this past Friday at a seminar in Gweru.
ZANU PF remains a party of results. We have zero tolerance to corruption, complacency, mediocrity, and outright negligence. Going forward, tendencies to gloss over or even to conceal inefficiencies, both within the party and the government, are not acceptable. Nothing must undermine the attainment of Vision 2030. We as leaders, we must therefore be at the forefront of exposing corruption, wastefulness, and any bureaucratic shortcomings. The revitalization of the standing committees of the Central Committee is long overdue. I expect that this seminar will recommend strategies to guarantee the functionality, effectiveness, and sustainability of our standing committees. May I reiterate that the Central Committee is the backbone of our revolutionary mass party ZANU PF. Our strength lies in upholding the provisions of the party constitution, demonstrating ideological maturity, discipline, and collective leadership.
The 5-day Strategic Central Committee seminar in Gweru should see the party emerge with a recalibrated leadership, said the ZANU PF First Secretary, with the members ticking the following boxes.
Disciplined and knowledgeable of our Constitution, innovative and ready to provide timely guidance to the membership, informed by the party constitution, correct party line, and evidence-based facts. Strategically minded, result-oriented, with a focus on development which puts the people at the center of all our activities. Ethically upright, humble, respectful of all structures, and uncompromising on honesty and integrity. The Central Committee must also demonstrate enhanced capability of oversight, supervision, and support of government programs in line with the party constitution, policies, directives, and resolutions.
The President and First Secretary of the ruling party, who was said to be the light of the party by the Secretary General, Advocate Jacob Mudenda, said he was satisfied with the guidance given by the Central Committee to the membership of the party. This has ensured the unity, peace, sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of this country that must not be tampered with by detractors and malcontents. Ruben Barwe, ZBC News, Gweru.
A government's industrialization drive continues to gain momentum, with Dinson Iron and Steel Company in Manize emerging as a key symbol of Zimbabwe's steel production strides. Central to this progress is the company's capacity to generate its own electricity, with surplus power being fed into the national grid.
Arguably the largest integrated steel plant across the continent, Dinson Iron and Steel Company is producing over 500,000 tons of steel annually and is positioning itself positively in the country's industrialization agenda, supplying construction, manufacturing, and mining industries. But the story goes beyond output. The steel production industry is quite energy intensive and could weigh heavily on the energy sector. Dinson Iron and Steel Company is looking inward to solve this issue.
This industry requires lots of energy. And fortunately, we have established our own power plant here. We've got captive power, let me say. We've got a power plant which is across there, which can produce over 70 megawatts. And so far, we are not able to utilize the whole 70. So far, we've got one blast furnace, which has got a capacity of doing 600,000 tons of steel per annum. That is sufficient enough when you talk about rebars that are used for construction. That is sufficient enough for the country and even more to export.
The company's energy generation capacity exceeds its demand and could potentially see the company feeding into the national grid.
It is the nation that can benefit from this project, from the captive power that we have. Definitely the plan is to put the rest into the national grid so that we also complement government efforts.
As steel production ramps up, Dinson Iron and Steel Company is reshaping its role in the energy development matrix, which is central to the industrialization agenda. Wellington Maponese, ZBC News, Manize.
Significant progress has been made on the Harare-Masvingo Bridge Highway, with less than 40 kilometers left before the completion of the Second Republic's signature project.
Step by step, the Second Republic is building infrastructure that drives progress and unlocks opportunities. This road measures 582 kilometers all the way from Bridge past Masvingo to the capital city, Harare. Contractors are putting their all, and to date, 547 kilometers have been opened to traffic, leaving less than 40 kilometers for the project to be completed. The completion of this major highway will improve regional trade, road safety, and economic connectivity from Harare to the southern border. And now, to complement the works being done on this major highway, Masvingo Province's road infrastructure is also being rehabilitated, with works on the Trumpet interchange as well as the Chevron Bridge progressing well.
This is now at 34%. Similarly with our Chimsana, all the columns, they are almost at the same stage. They are at 34%. Here at the main bridge, Chevron Bridge, we are only left with a few snakes. It's at 93%. And once they complete those snakes, the corrections, definitely maybe under end of this month, we are going to open the main bridge.
Motorists are equally excited that the completion of these projects will ease flow of traffic.
Zvatononoka nekuti kuda vakakanganiswa nemvura dei vakatopedza kare. Dei zvatongoita izvozvo kana congestion toona kuti zvinenge zvatova nani chaizvo kuti vanhu munhu akati ndakubuda mutauni anondobuda akati ndakupinda mutauni anondopinda.
Bridge rikapera rinenge ratibatsira kwazvo mumasvingo. Traffic inenge yakuitawo zvakanaka zvinenge zvatirerutsirawo pacongestion.
The Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Ompile Maropi, who was touring high-impact projects in Masvingo Province, says the pace at which the works are being done shows a commitment to development.
Completion of such programs on record time is of essence, because this bridge while it's of importance to the people of Masvingo, it is important to the country, it is important to the province and to the SADC region, because all the traffic that is from South Africa to Zambia, Malawi, Mozambique passes through this town.
Government is heavily investing in road infrastructure under the Emergency Road Rehabilitation Phase 2, with about 15.7 billion ZIG having been injected in the construction of at least 44,000 kilometers of roads. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Masvingo.
Meanwhile, rehabilitation work is now underway on several key roads across Harare, including Solomon Mujuru Road, as government expands its national infrastructure development drive.
This heavy machinery is part of a much bigger picture as government forges ahead with road rehabilitation across the country. In Harare, of note is the rehabilitation of Solomon Mujuru Road, formerly known as Cakeman Road. We also have Kona Harare Drive and Borodo Road also being part of this massive road rehabilitation. Earlier on, we spoke to some motorists. We had this to say.
I was happy to get to this junction and see that the road is being resurfaced.
Susu sema drivers especially vanosenzera vachishandisa maroads zvikuitwa nenyika nemukuru wedu zvakanaka zvikuru.
Pana red drive panga pashata zvekudaro papa congestion nekuda kwemakomba mapotos acho angakura zvisingaiti ende tofara zvekuti vapagadzirisa panaka.
This phased approach is deliberate. After assessing the capital's road networks, government is concentrating on the most critical parts of the road networks. The Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Joshua Sako, spoke on this strategy.
Our attention is moving into the roads that are in the urban setups. A lot has been done within the country, from Beitbridge to Harare, Bulawayo to Victoria Falls, amongst others. But as a ministry, we are aware that these roads within the urban setups are also very crucial for our people. And so, as a ministry, we are now looking at the feeder roads within Harare. You are aware of Cakeman Road. Here we are on Borodale, where it meets Harare Drive, and many others that are roads that we are now paying attention to, so that our urban populace as well as access to these beautiful roads. Here we are doing asphalt overlay, which is very strong, which will last us for many years, and we are happy to say that we are rolling this out into the provinces as well.
With all these major roadworks being undertaken by government across the country, the message is clear. Rome was not built in a day. This is a brick upon brick process being undertaken by government following the rehabilitation of other major arteries such as the Beitbridge Masvingo Highway, the Bulawayo Victoria Falls Road and Mazoe Road, just to mention a few. Nyasha Makota, ZBC News, Harare.
Environment patron, the First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, has extended the National Tree Planting Initiative to Bulawayo Metropolitan, Matabeleland South and North provinces.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, who is also the environment patron, took the nationwide tree planting initiative and food handover ceremony to Bulawayo Metropolitan, Matabeleland North and South provinces this Friday, a program held at Centenary Park in Bulawayo. Dr. Mnangagwa was represented by the Deputy Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Joshua Sako, who is also the ZANU PF Deputy Secretary for Environment. The day started with a tree planting exercise led by Honorable Sako with the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Matabeleland South Province, Comrade Albert Nguluve, school children and other officials from the government, private sector and environmental agencies also participating. The tree planting program is part of the ongoing beautification of cities and towns that was officially launched by His Excellency President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa. In a bid to catch them young, Bulawayo Junior Mayor Kian Hawa planted a tree. Honorable Sako, who was representing the environment patron, then proceeded to address the gathering, where in her speech, the First Lady emphasized the importance of environmental stewardship and the devastating impact of deforestation on livelihoods. She underscored the need to take advantage of the rains to plant as many trees as possible.
Let me reiterate our call to continue with the task of tree planting in our country, as we are in the middle of a promising rain season. We should take advantage of the rains to plant as many trees as possible. As patron for environment, it is my duty to remind and encourage all citizens on the importance of tree planting and to exhort the nation to continue care and manage all categories of trees, whether planted or naturally growing. Through our approach of leaving no one behind, this tree planting and awareness campaign is a nationwide program that will see us covering all our provinces. My beloved citizens, we are all in agreement that trees and forests are important through products and services that we get for our livelihoods. Miti inotipa upenyu. Allow me to remind you a little bit on the importance of trees this day. Let's just pause for a few seconds and imagine how life would be in a country without any plant forms in their various categories and uses. What immediately comes to mind is that there would be no fruit, no oxygen, no timber, no wildlife responsible for boosting tourism, no agriculture, and in essence, no survival of living things, including human beings.
The environment patron also highlighted that the tree planting program is being executed under the theme Trees and Forests for Ecosystems Restoration and Improved Livelihoods, explaining what it entails. The First Lady further indicated that the supremacy of trees and other plants is demonstrated in the sequence of creation, where God created the Garden of Eden first before creating Adam and Eve, which means trees and forests can thrive on their own, but people cannot survive without trees and forests. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Bulawayo Metropolitan Province, Mr. Paul Nyoni, who was representing the Provincial Minister, Comrade Judith Ngube, said the event is a testament to Dr. Mnangagwa's commitment to the welfare of Zimbabwean citizens.
Those who receive these food hampers know that the First Lady recognizes you and the crucial role that you play in your families, in your communities, and in your provinces. We are blessed to have a mother that understands the challenges that the vulnerable are facing on a day-to-day basis, and her goal has always been to bring relief, to bring dignity, and to support the households.
The Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Matabeleland South Province, Comrade Albert Nguluve, said the tree planting and handover ceremony is more than just a symbolic act, but it represents a collective commitment to preserving the environment and ensuring a sustainable future for generations to come.
As we plant these trees, we are not just planting seeds in the ground, but we are also sowing seeds of hope and renewal. May these trees grow tall and strong, reminding us of all the importance of living in harmony with nature.
The environment patron also demonstrated a compassionate spirit by donating food hampers to vulnerable members of the community, including the elderly, people with disabilities, and child-headed families. The beneficiaries were over the moon, also extending their appreciation for the environmental stewardship lessons they received.
Ngiyabonga umama Excelia Mnangagwa, umama womhlaba, umama weAfrika, omila amazwe wonke osenze umhlaba wamuhle. Ngiyabonga kakhulu igama lenkosi.
Ndiyabonga wananga nimuvudeni gogo bakubesela ngandala ndiyabonga.
Konke lokho siyakubonga lokuhlanyelwa kwezihlahla kwenzela ukuthi izihlahla eZimbabwe la zingapheli. Sihlale silezihlahla eziyabuya zihawukelwa ngabanye abantu abemazweni.
Thina siyabonga umama ukuthi uphakamisa ilizwe labokhokho. Ukuhlanyela izihlahla kuthi ukuthi uvusa ilizwe lethu ukuthi liphakame lengabuyele emuva. Libe lilizwe elikhulu. Siyambonga ngezibongo zonke.
Ngiyabonga umama Mnangagwa lokusiniki ukudla. Siyambonga kakhulu. Uyasibona lathi inukuzeni uthi sidle sisuthe.
Silokubonga kakhulu ngomama Auxilia Mnangagwa osenzele khona bayizinkokheli ezilobuqotho ezenza abantu babambane.
The tree planting and awareness campaign is a nationwide program that will be taken to all the country's provinces. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
A Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor, Dr. John Mushavanu, says authorities are committed to building more foreign currency reserves backing the Zimbabwe gold ZiG. He made the remarks during a question and answer session of the Zimbabwe International Monetary Fund press conference held in Harare this Friday. Dr. Mshavanu also revealed that local currency stability is part of Zimbabwe's macroeconomic stability agenda.
Yeah, let's distinguish between electronic ZIG and cash. As far as electronic ZIG is concerned, there is no problem. It is circulating, and as we speak right now, plus or minus 40% of the transactions that are happening in the electronic field are in ZIG, and plus or minus 60% are in US dollars. When it comes to ZIG cash, we have made ZIG cash available to the banks, and we have made sure that the banks have got ZIG in their ATMs. But I think the issue that has been a big issue is the quality of the notes. They get torn out very easily, and we are just about to finalize the project where we are going to be launching new high-quality ZIG notes of international standards. This is not a new currency that we are introducing. We are just improving the quality of the notes, and these are going to be launched this month or early next month.
Now, in other news, victims of road traffic accidents can look forward to fair compensation in the aftermath of a road crash as consultations for the Road Accident Fund bill have come to an end.
Patrick Chimukokera is wheelchair bound as a result of a road traffic crash in 2019 in Kadoma. He is a former truck driver whose family depended on him for survival.
Ndakaita spinal cord injury, ndakakuwara T9 ne T10. Saka ndakakuwara zvakanyanyisa. Vana vangu vakabva vatotadza kuenda kuchikoro. Until today havana havatoendi kuchikoro.
The national consultation process to pave way for the establishment of the Road Accident Fund has finally come to an end here in Harare, with the various stakeholders in the province coming together in order to give their input on how to create an efficient fund that takes care of victims of road traffic accidents. According to the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, at least 1,800 lives are lost through road crashes and more than 10,000 people are injured in the process, creating devastating and dire consequences not only to the families concerned, but also to the larger economy.
We have got people who have actually died as breadwinners. We have got people who have actually been injured as a result of these road traffic accidents. They've never received any compensation. So which means the coming in of the Road Accident Fund is going to see these people being compensated.
The post-crash or the golden hour is a critical aspect, and it now being financed and funded by government through the Road Accident Fund is critical to support all emergency players to respond efficiently and swiftly within the golden hour.
It is a welcome development, long overdue, and must be expedited through the processes of Parliament.
The Minister of Transport and Infrastructure Development, Honorable Felix Mona, says so far the process has been seamless and provided a roadmap up to the establishment of this critical fund.
We were gathering information to enable us to draft the bill, and together working with the Attorney General, we'll continue with the drafting, and thereafter the bill will be taken to Cabinet for approval. And if it is then approved, we'll then take the bill to Parliament.
The consultation process has taken place in all the country's 10 provinces, and it was evident that this is yet another key intervention by the Second Republic to come up with sufficient social safety nets for victims of road accidents. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Karoi District Hospital is now enjoying uninterrupted water supply after the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, intervened through her Angel of Hope Foundation.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, through her Angel of Hope Foundation, facilitated the installation of a direct Zimbabwe National Water Authority ZANU water line from the treatment plant to the hospital. For a long time, erratic water supplies had compromised sanitation, infection control, and slowed operations in critical departments at Karoi District Hospital. This is now a thing of the past, as the new connection has now restored consistent water flow for the benefit of patients and staff. Karoi residents, led by Wurungwe Central Legislator Honorable Richard Ziki, welcomed the development, describing it as a critical step towards restoring efficiency at the health institution.
Panapa panga paine dambudziko kwemakore akawanda, panga pasina mvura, madzimai aitouya nemabhaketsi vanenge vachizobatsirwa, panga pasingagoni kuitika utsanana chaiwo chaiwo nekuda kwekuti panenge pasina mvura. Amai Mnangagwa neAngel of Hope vakazouya vakatiisira direct line kubva kuZANU kusvika pahospital. Aiwa, mvura yavepo, taana Zambezi River panapa.
Pane situation panapa yekuti vanhu vaitouya nemabhaketsi emvura. Pasina bucket, murwere haageze, murwere haawachi, even cleaning yacho. So we are very, very grateful.
Urungwe District Medical Officer Dr. Munyaradzi Chidaushe said the uninterrupted water supply has already transformed operations at the hospital.
Takambocheresa mabhoho anogona kusvika 10 ese akaita madry hole kunoku. Saka takazobatsirwa na amai wedu vakatibatsira kuti tiisirwe inonzi direct line yekuita kuti ZANU vakangopomba mvura chete inotanga kusvika pachipatara.
Meanwhile, a cleanup initiative led by members of the ruling party ZANU PF was held at the hospital this Friday. Tamuka Charakupa, ZPC News, Karoi.
Preparations for the National Youth Day commemorations are on track in Mashonaland East Province, with the event set to be a platform for the review of the youth empowerment drive.
Youth are looking forward to the National Youth Day commemorations to be held at Igafa Business Center in Marondera on the 21st of this month. This comes as government is prioritizing youth empowerment and skills development through youth service and vocational training centers.
Iyo program iyo ye-National Youth iri kubatsira vazhinji vakawanda even yango ma-community. Nekuvakwa kuchaitwa vocational training center iri panapa ichabatsira vakawanda.
Kuvhurwa kwepanapa kana kuvakwa kuriitwa panapa paIgafa training center kwatipa isusu mukana kuti tiwane mabasa nekuti kwa create employment kuma youth.
Tine vamwe vatotanga ma-projects akaiswa ma-VBU akaiswa na president.
Panapa pachaparurwa pachanga paine chirongwa che-youth service in Zimbabwe. Also panenge pachitrainwa vana ma-skills inova inonzi ma-vocational training centers.
Ndo pachanga pachidzidziswa vechidiki mabasa emaoko pano ekuzvibatira. So tinoti ma-youth ngatiuye tese neuwandu.
East End National Leadership says hosting the National Youth Day celebrations creates more opportunities for development.
Kutaura kuno kwatiri kuita tine vana vakatowana huku vari kushanda pano dzekuti vachengete vakwanisa kuraritira mhuri dzavo. Tine vana vachawana zvekare atingati ma-business units, ma-village business units anenge achinangana nevechidiki akatotanga kuiswa iko kuno kuMashonaland East Province.
Pano pakutovakwa pakuswa ruzhowa, tine zvibhorani zvichacherwa kumisha yose yakakomberedza, tine migwagwa yakudarika more than 250 kilometers yagadzurwa ichinatsurudzwa. Zvimishini iri kumhanya mukatarisa kwese migwagwa yafamba yakugadzirwa. Mafish ponds are ready, minda ya ready. Saka zvinoratidza kuti tiri kufambirana nenguva ende ndoda kutenda vese vari kushanda vari kutamonera pamwe kuti chirongwa ichi nezuva iri ribude zvakanaka.
The National Youth Day celebrations comes to Mashonaland East Province after having been held in Masvingo and Bulawayo provinces in line with the devolution agenda. Kenya's Chivushe, ZPC News, Marondera.
Now remember, you can catch up with some of our stories on our website, that is www.zbcnews.co.zw.
And you can also link up with us on various social media platforms. We are ZBC News Online.
Now, stories to expect in this bulletin.
In business news, public-private partnerships drive growth in construction industry.
And in sport, Zimbabwe to kick off 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup campaign on Monday.
Do join us for these and more stories right after this break. Stay with us.
On weekdays, Greg lives La Vida low-key. And on weekends, La Vida Loca. If smart choices mean a great deal to you, get a Dunked Crunch Burger, a one-piece original recipe chicken, small chips, and a 330ml drink for only $8.50. Now, that's how you box clever.
Good morning, Zimbabweans. I'm happy this morning to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Rogers Matsikidze, the acting dean in the Faculty of Law. I'm here to present the Faculty of Law at the premier university in Zimbabwe. The Faculty of Law pursue 5.0 heritage-based education, which is globally competitive. We offer undergraduate studies, degrees, and these are your LBS, your Bachelor of Procedural Law, your Bachelor of Substantive Law, and these degrees are in high demand. And we also have master's programs that we offer about 13 of them in different areas such as commerce, such as political and constitutional law, and also in terms of land and natural resources as well. We are the only premier university in Zimbabwe that have got so many masters and so many undergraduate studies, and we take students from A-level, we take students from the industry who need further legal skills, and we have been able to produce annually a number of over 300 lawyers to Zimbabwe, and these students have been absorbed in various fields. Some have been involved in the judiciary as magistrates, some in NPA as prosecutors, some as corporate secretaries, corporate officers, some in NGOs as legal advisors, some in other government departments. So you realize that our product is almost in every facet of Zimbabwean life and in the continent and across the globe. And we are happy to say, please join us, the Faculty of Law, the best in Zimbabwe. Thank you.
Fire Net One. Every $10 recharge brings you closer to amazing prizes, including smart TVs, cell phones, and the grand prize solar kit. See Net One online platforms for details.
Feel the fun. Enjoy. See Enjoy.
Terms and conditions apply. Net One, the world in one.
Welcome back. A government is intensifying measures to curb the proliferation of illegal casino and betting operators.
Rapid growth of unlicensed gambling operations is threatening the integrity of the gaming sector, distorting fair competition and undermining public confidence. To restore public confidence, the Lotteries and Gaming Board held an engagement in Harare where they discussed the way forward to clamp down on unlawful activities.
We are now working hand in glove with the ZRP to make sure that they then do the law enforcement into the illegal operators. Not only that, we have also come up with a policy, and also we doing a stakeholder engagement and an awareness plan so that at the end of the day we should be able to eradicate illegal operators.
Our key thrust is to ensure that all public entities, including the Lotteries and Gaming Board, comply with the highest standards of corporate governance. We also focus on issues relating to the financial performance of the entity, as well as the service delivery to the citizenry.
The Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe, urged the regulator to strengthen its oversight role and work closely with law enforcement agencies.
As custodians of this mandate, you are expected to uphold the highest standards of integrity, discipline, and patriotism. The nation looks up to you not only as regulators, but as strategic enablers of socio-economic transformation, and every decision you make must withstand public scrutiny. Be guided, therefore, that governance compliance is the true measure of the board performance and the compass of your conduct. You are directed to discharge your duties with diligence, transparency, clarity, and purpose, upholding the integrity without compromise.
The gaming industry plays an important role in generating national revenue and supporting socio-economic development. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
The people of Mberengwa have been impressed by the infrastructure development in the area, which is in line with the national thrust of transforming the country into an empowered and prosperous nation by the year 2030.
Mberengwa district is undergoing a significant infrastructure development boom with new investments totaling over 2.5 million United States dollars. The development is largely driven by businesses seeking to capitalize on emerging opportunities. This comes after the completion of a shopping mall, cash out center, fuel service station and a lodge, which is expected to drive economic growth in the mineral-rich district.
Sema miners, we encounter a lot of mine accidents and we don't have a facility here, hospital, here emergency around there. And with this development, Honorable Shumba has made it possible.
Every miner a copper. Guided by
the Second Republic's mantra of Nyika inovakwanevene vayo ilizwe lake wang'avanikazi valo, Mberengwa Central Legislator Honorable Tinashe Shumba, who is also the project funder, underscored the importance of the project in the economic matrix of the district.
Toda kuita hoku the talk ya president yokuti let's develop, let's build nyika inovakwanevene vayo. So ndo zvatiri kuita kuti as an exemplar leader vachifamba nedonzo rapresident nokuti izvo wa initiating NDS2 yokuti like mafuta aiwana kunoona shavani petrol saizoti aidzoka kuti vanhu izoke kuti miners kuno Mberengwa so initiate let's build massive station kuti vanhu vaone mafuta padhuze.
Government says the district's development trajectory aligns with the National Development Strategy 2 NDS2.
I note with deep appreciation the complementary role assumed by our local indigenous investors in stimulating local economic development as advocated under the devolution and decentralization agenda and the new dispensation's mantra of Nyika inovakwa igotongwa nevenera.
To facilitate private sector-led investment, the local authority is working on improving the ease of doing business by reducing operating costs to ensure an enabling environment for investments to thrive. Karejushe, ZBC News, Mberengwa.
Good rains received across the country have brought renewed hope for wildlife conservation in Zimbabwe's national parks. Teacher Wanakurewa reports.
In late 2023 and early 2024, over 100 elephants died at Hwange National Park due to a severe El Nino-induced drought that dried up critical water sources leading to starvation. The recent good rains have, however, boosted Zimbabwe's conservation sector, with players welcoming the consistent rainfall recorded so far this season, saying it is having a positive impact on efforts to protect wildlife in national parks. A recent drive through Hwange National Park by this news crew confirmed that most water points are now full, rekindling hope for ongoing conservation efforts being spearheaded by government and development partners.
These water points, in our view, they help reduce the level of poaching that you would get, because now wildlife is everywhere and the poachers cannot directly target one water point and put snares. Particularly for us who are into conservation of the African painted dog. In dry seasons or when we don't have a lot of rains, people target water holes and they put snares around these water holes because all wildlife is being channeled towards these water holes and they put snares there. With the abundant rainfall that we got, we have lush vegetation.
The good rains basically mean we have enough forage for the animals to feed on throughout the year, and that would naturally convert to very good body condition and higher chances of survival. The other very important dynamic is availability of drinking water. Hwange National Park is an ecosystem which relies heavily on groundwater. So there is in excess of 100 points from which we pump water to the surface and the animals come and drink.
If the good rains continue, conservationists are convinced that Zimbabwe's national parks could record improved wildlife survival rates and stronger conservation outcomes this year. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Hwange.
In line with national development priorities on environmental management and health, the ZANU PF Mazowe District Youth League has launched a zero-waste management initiative to improve cleanliness in Mvurwi town.
The ZANU PF Youth League is gearing up for the commencement of the tobacco selling season in Mvurwi, which saw the youths taking their zero-waste campaign to the farming town. ZANU PF Mazowe District Secretary for Youth Affairs, Comrade Timothy Gorejina, said youths mobilized waste bins for use in the town and market areas to complement efforts of the Mvurwi Town Council in improving environmental health ahead of the busy tobacco selling season.
Vachiendesa fodya dzavo kuma auction floors, saka marara anogona kuwanda zvekare mutaundi yedu yeMvurwi. Tikati aiwa ngatichitakurai zvekare mabhini tonopa Mvurwi Town Council.
ZANU PF Mazowe District Coordinating Committee Chairperson Comrade Saul Mjongondi said the program is important in preventing cholera, as last year the district faced an outbreak, sentiments echoed by Mazowe North legislator Comrade Tsungai Makumbe.
Iyi program ndeyemayouth yotungamira vakomeni Gorejena ndiye mukuru wemayouth muri Mazowe. Isu takaisepa takaiona yakanaka pavakatiudza nyaya yeprogramu yavo iyi. Taidaiso pakati pegore pega pega inguva ine tato pakati pekumhanya-mhanya yekorera.
ZANU PF Youth League ichitungamirwa naDCC Youth Affairs vakadoneta mabhini achabatsira kuti marara achengetedzeke munzvimbo dzakakodzera.
Ruling party supporters reaffirmed their commitment to work with government and local authorities in promoting environmental cleanliness.
Mvurwi iguta ragara kuzikanwa kuti iguta rine utsanana. For the past 5 years tichibva kupiwa town status, takasikupa maawards of being the cleanest town.
Kuti tigadzirise marara apinde mubhini, mvura ikanaya ionekwa kunzi mvura inofamba nemadreni zvakanaka.
The Zero Waste campaign underscores the growing role of youths in driving community-based development and disease prevention efforts, while also easing the burden on local authorities. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News.
Over 300 youths from 6 districts have benefited from the Green Jobs for Rural Youth Employment project as the government and its partners walk the talk on youth empowerment.
The drive by government and its partners to promote youth empowerment is bearing fruit in Marondera, with the beneficiaries of the Green Jobs for Rural Youth Employment project now boasting of viable business ventures. A local farmer, Lakson Manzevanzira, has increased his yield thanks to the project.
Pakutanga takapiwa 6,220 patavaka matanga ndokupata batwa nepfungwa yekuti dai tatanga dzimwe mombe dzebreeding. Tatanga dzebreeding kudaro pare zvino dza 27.
Other beneficiaries include a horticulture farmer, Tine Matanga from Nereka village of Marondera district.
Land yangu yandorima inini ine 1 hectare and takatanga ne $3,720 kuita project, but now ne mari inosvika iyo 31,000 cash yataita matotal revenues edu.
The project is funded by the Korean International Cooperation Agency (KOICA), while the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) is working with government on implementation.
I was also impressed by how diverse your projects are. Some of you are working on horticulture. I saw the potatoes and the carrots, and others on cattle breeding and cattle production, and also pig breeding and pig production. In that sense, this visit also helpful as the embassy continues its conversation with FAO about future cooperation.
I thank the government of the Republic of Korea
I thank COICA, I thank FAO, and all stakeholders involved for this impactful intervention as we are looking forward to the expansion of this program and project to more districts.
The youthful family is now economically active. They are able to send their children to school. They are also able to empower one another. We are now seeing rural development.
Meanwhile, President Emmerson Mnangagwa is expected to grace the National Youth Day commemorations at Igafa in Marondera district, where a vocational training center and a youth service training center will be constructed. Kenya Sifuje, ZBC News, Marondera.
Government's drive to promote the uptake of STEM subjects is on course, with a local school in Bulawayo having constructed and equipped a science laboratory.
The growing role of community stakeholders in supporting education continues to reinforce government's drive towards a skills-based, inclusive and future-ready education system. This comes after the commissioning of a fully equipped science laboratory at the Kutaramwari-run Holy Messenger Janet Secondary School in Bulawayo's Chabalala Sebab.
The science lab is very important because it is where we as students conduct experiments.
Sebezafunda okusezingeni eliphezulu okuhambisana le curriculum yethu le entsha. Kathesi sesinanzelela ukuthi ama experiments abasawenzi besenza ukuthi bayacabangela sebezenzela bona ipractical yama experiments abo, and lokho kuzayenza ukuthi ikusasa labantwana bethu liqhakazeke libe sezingeni eliphezulu.
There is consciousness within the country to do STEM subjects where we can produce engineers, where we can produce scientists and technologists, people that can help find solutions to the challenges that are not only faced by this country or this continent, but global challenges. And we believe that this science laboratory is a very good asset for the foundation of teaching of STEM subjects.
Government commended the church and school authorities for complementing efforts in education delivery.
This is going to boost immense trust on the teaching of STEM subjects. And with this type of laboratory, we are assured that our learners come at all levels. They have all the reasons to pass. The laboratory is well equipped, and at the same time there was the commissioning of the weather station with modern and traditional weather instruments.
Government is moving ahead with the implementation of the heritage-based education curriculum, which is anchored on skills development and innovation, while also promoting learning of science, technology, engineering and mathematics. ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Let's now look at business news. Zimbabwe's construction industry has prioritized public-private partnerships in its 2026 development agenda, driven by more government-funded projects.
As Zimbabwe's treasury has this year allocated an equivalent of more than $1 billion towards infrastructure projects, it is the local contracting industry that is expected to benefit. Therefore, this Friday, Treasury presented a detailed report on the infrastructure roadmap for the country in terms of financing models. We therefore spoke to players in the construction industry.
We're very thankful that the government has seen it fit that most of the work is given to local consultants and local contractors. How we saw the benefits with the government's NDS1, where there was a lot of construction, a lot of housing construction for the general population. So we look forward to NDS2.
We are more delighted when we receive such recognition from our government, as we are aware that all the projects that contractors are working on is entirely there to build our nation.
The government, while it has also revealed a commitment towards ensuring that it meets the aspirations of the National Development Strategy 2 in terms of quality and modern infrastructure, building contractors are taking this as an opportunity for them to further work with the government in terms of ensuring that such an agenda is fulfilled.
As players within the built environment, it's actually good news to us, and we are keen to work with government to ensure that we fulfill NDS2 and overall the Vision 2030.
We're really excited by government's initiative, further to empowering our membership, our engineers. They've also empowered society, and our role is to support government through their efforts, provide technical services from professionals here in Zimbabwe.
The unpacking of treasury data to Zimbabwe's construction industry also provided an opportunity for construction industry players to identify challenges as well as formulate solutions as Zimbabwe targets increased infrastructure projects in line with the National Development Strategy 2 aspirations. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
That business report taking us to a break. We will be back with the world of the creatives in our arts segment. To stay with us.
My name is Professor Finus Mangena. I am the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Humanities. The Faculty of Arts and Humanities is one of the biggest faculties in the university. I'm happy to be leading such a faculty. It has got diverse groups of people, diverse, ideas that are created in the faculty. And as a university, also operating under the trajectory of Education 5.0, we are very happy. We are just doing that, making sure that we align our programs with that trajectory in terms of our teaching, in terms of our research, in terms of our community outreach, in terms of our innovation, industrialization. We are just spot on. In total, we have about 21 programs, undergraduate programs in our faculty, but I will just give you some of the highlights of the programs. We have, for example, what is called BA Honors Creative Designs, Animation, and motion graphics, one of the most important programs in our faculty, where we are trying to teach our students to be creative, in terms of coming up with things that define ourselves as Africans. For example, we grew up as children watching cartoons from other places. Now we're saying we can also create our own cartoons. And this program does just that. So we're training our students to do things, that speak to us as Africans. Now we have a radio, which was not there many decades ago in the University of Zimbabwe, which is responsible for training our media practitioners, our journalists, so that when they go into industry, they know what is happening there. So as a faculty, we are very happy. We have many other upcoming attractions. We are trying to come up with the Multicultural and Language Center, which will also serve the interest of our language, people from across the width and breadth of the country and even beyond. So as a faculty, we are doing a lot that add into the Education 5.0 trajectory. So I would say, as Dean of the Faculty of Arts, I encourage our prospective students to apply in our faculty because there are so many life-changing programs.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory with more because we've got you. You get it? You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars. It's my specialty. We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay. We got you. DSTV, we got you all the way.
Thank you for staying with us. The Chinese embassy in Zimbabwe hosted the New Year's celebrations this Saturday in Harare, bringing a diverse cultural experience to revelers.
With this Chinese New Year carnival, you've once again demonstrated your deep commitment to the friendship between China and your commitment to Zimbabwe's culture diversity, and economic prosperity.
The year of the horse, symbolizing high energy period defined by independence, freedom and rapid growth. Once again, the Chinese community was joined by the Zimbabwean community here at Sam Levy village in Borodo, Harare, to celebrate the new Chinese year that is also known as the Spring Festival.
Chinese New Year is the most important the festival in China. So everyone, this represents reunion, hope, the new beginning starts.
What I'm wearing right now, it's what the brides wear when they are doing their own version of lobola. So it's very exciting to get to know their culture.
We are really enjoying the Chinese New Year festival, and we are loving this initiative that they are doing in Zimbabwe.
This is part of the royal guard that they used to wear. This will be the King's Guard who would wear these garments. So we're also celebrating the different let me say, evolution of fashion in China.
Government officials spoke on the economic and cultural relations between the two countries.
People-to-people exchanges play a vital role in bridging our communities, enhancing mutual respect and cultivating friendships.
Culture is very big when it comes to tourism. Cultures are unique from area to area. So for anyone to experience the Zimbabwean culture, they have to come to Zimbabwe. It then means it benefits the Zimbabwean economy.
This event is far more than a celebration. It is a vibrant tapestry woven from the threads of friendship, threads of cultural respect and mutual prosperity.
In recent years, local cooperation between China and Zimbabwe has increasingly grown, playing a vital role in the bilateral relations between the two countries that has witnessed quite a number of projects being carried out here in Zimbabwe. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe is taking advantage of the Surajkant International Crafts Mela, which is underway in India, to attract global participants at the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair slated for Bulawayo in April.
As part of the National Economic Growth Strategy, which is centering on international collaboration, Zimbabwe is leveraging on the Surajkant International Crafts Mela to attract participants for the upcoming country's international trade showcase, the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. We spoke to the Zimbabwe ambassador to India, Ambassador Stella Ngomo, who explained in detail.
Platforms such as the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair that is coming in April, they are very critical. So what we are doing as an embassy, we are currently recruiting business delegations that we want to go and meet their counterparts in Zimbabwe, meet Zimbabwean companies for strategic partnerships, as well as meet Zimbabwean policymakers to understand more about the trade and investment climate in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe continues to engage other potential exhibitors outside this fair.
We will see a lot of trade delegations going to meet strategic companies, going to talk to government officials about investment opportunities in Zimbabwe. But I can assure you that yes, as early as April, you will get a trade delegation going home.
Just like this global trade showcase, Zimbabwe's International Trade Fair brings together local and international visitors to sell their wares and promote global trade. Lisa Korira, ZBC News, Valipatad.
We take another break. We will be back with sport.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory with more, because we've got you. You get it? You know that we got kicks, we got scores, we got action, we got roars. It's my specialty. We got drama, we got fun. We got more for everyone, with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
welcome back in sport. Zimbabwe will begin their 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup campaign on Monday after the tournament got underway this Saturday with the Chevrons eyeing a strong opening against Oman.
The global showpiece burst into life in Colombo, where Pakistan edged the Netherlands by 3 wickets in the opening match of the competition co-hosted by India and Sri Lanka. In Calcutta, the West Indies claimed a 35-run victory over Scotland at Eden Gardens. For Zimbabwe, the opener against Oman carries extra weight after the Gulf side defeated the Chevrons in the recent warm-up match. The Chevrons are drawn in a challenging group that includes co-hosts Sri Lanka, heavyweights Australia, and unpredictable Ireland, underlining the importance of a fast starter. A win on Monday would not only settle early nerves, but also place Zimbabwe in a strong position as they look to build momentum in a tightly contested group. Lawrence Tuseda, ZBC News, Harare.
Over 75 elite and emerging riders descended on Mount Hamden for the Cycling Zimbabwe National Road Championships, transforming Boulevard Road into a high-speed battleground for honors. Andrew Chikwaka emerged victorious in the elite men's race.
One road, one title, and everything to ride for. The demanding route sweeping past the new Parliament building tested endurance and tactics for riders who are chasing the ultimate goal of being a national champion. For the youngsters, the goal is to try and qualify for Dakar 2026, where the youth games will be held. While for the elites, the picture is just but one: LA 2028 Olympic Games. The action was intense from the start before Okoyo teammates Mtokozi Sivanda and Andrew Chikwaka broke away, joined by the rising star Ronan Nicholson and the experienced Patrick Ravler. The leading peloton stayed together for much of the race, setting up a tense finale. With about 10 kilometers remaining, Chikwaka made his decisive move, opening a gap and powering clear to claim an uncontested victory in the men's elite race.
5 or 6 kilometers, I'd will a cat and mouse. So ngabuya because 30 piece lapha and then kwaba le attack and then ngachase attack ngesikhathi mbabamba awemfika bembadlula ngizange attack but abandilandela ngahle ngahamba ngiyi-1.
Netherlands-based Ronan Nicholson, targeting qualification for the Youth Olympics in Dakar, Senegal later this year, walked away with the under-23 title.
It was a super hard pace at the start, and then there was a break of 4 of us, and I was in that break, and yeah, then I won my age group.
Organizers of the event dream of making it a billion-dollar industry.
It's a billion-dollar industry across the world. You can have one guy like Ronaldo, I'm just talking about sports in general, who is more valuable in terms of wealth than even some of our blue-chip companies. You see, so we need to explore that route.
Champions are crowned, futures are ignited, and the road wide open for Zimbabwean cycling. Lawrence Tuseda, ZBC News, Mount Hampton.
The Zimbabwe Netball Association has stepped up preparations for the African Youth Sports Council Region 5 Youth Games set for Maputo, Mozambique in December after calling for under-20 trials running through the weekend.
The trials mark the first step in assembling a competitive squad, with ZINA targeting a provisional 30-member long list. The association is also keen to blend locally based players with those in the diaspora as part of a broader strategy to strengthen Team Zimbabwe ahead of the regional showcase. ZINA President Letitia Chipandu says the plan is to ensure that shortlisted athletes are attached to clubs across the country to guarantee regular game time and sustained development.
We want them to train very often, so that they keep fit and keep training. We want to integrate some of the players into the Eagles that will go to the Telkom in April as well as in June, so that we fine-tune the team. By the time we get to December, we'll be having the best team ever. We are also attaching the players that we are selecting at the moment to different clubs in the different provinces where the girls are coming from, so that there's continuous training and continuous monitoring and evaluation by the technical heads in the different provinces.
Zimbabwe will retain several players from last year's squad, including Ruimbo Pawandiwa, who has since graduated to the Zambezi Eagles, the senior developmental side competing in South Africa's Telecom Netball League. Another notable graduate is Tandazi Ndlovu, who is plying her trade with Barracuda Swifts in Singapore. The 22-year-old has already represented Zimbabwe at 2 previous youth games, Lesotho 2020 and Lilongwe 2022. At the last Region 5 Youth Games, Zimbabwe finished third, clinching bronze medal after a narrow 47-45 victory over host Namibia, a result they will be aiming to better in Maputo. Lawrence Truseda, ZBC News, Harare.
ZIFA Central Region Division 1 debutants Vembe Stars Academy are confident of promotion to the Premier Soccer League and bringing back top-flight action to Beitbridge.
ZIFA Central Region Division 1 debutants Vembe Stars Academy have commenced training in preparation for the beginning of the season in March, with players vowing to earn the team a Premier Soccer League ticket come the end of the season.
Nesa mtambi ndosedzerori ndidiwane ndichikutamba ka professional league like Premier League ya nauri ndidiwane bondi ka squad ya Warriors a Zimbabwe.
Tikutarisira kuwina ma games kuti tiende umberi timine Premiership.
Se player ndakatarisirawo kuti ticharamba tichingokura kusvika kuti tasvika kana ku Premier then tozoendawo kune dzimwe nyika.
The club's technical team has highlighted the importance of developing young talent as they pursue Premier Soccer League dream.
We're coming from the second division. We're still young in the first division since it is our first season. And our agenda, top of our agenda is about developing the players.
As we aim to bring competitive football to Beitbridge, we want to make sure that all players showcase their talent. We build them to the Premier League level and beyond as well. So we want to bring Premier League to Beitbridge.
Beitbridge-based teams that were once in the top flight include Underhill in 2008, Triple B in 2013 and Border Strikers in 2016. Aifeli Mudau, ZBC News, Beitbridge.
And sport concluding this news bulletin from all of us here. It's good night.
Good night.